Hi.
Hello, everyone. So today we are going to be talking about womb wisdom. And I have Honey here with me, and we're going to really do a short, concise, quick, but in-depth talk about womb wisdom. And on my inner circles that I created for every month, I have August as the topic. Womb wisdom is the topic, and what is that basically? So just a little history lesson. Very, very ancient days, women were designed and created to hold the vessel of the baby and to create the baby in the womb and create it from finish to end and to, of course, birth the baby. So we also find the sacral chakra, the orange chakra, which I love that you're wearing orange today. We didn't we didn't plan that, but that is
Oh,
that's the chakra of creation and complete creation and design on the planet. So in ancient days, we had all of that beautiful womb wisdom. And as we moved into the Roman era, I believe, or it accelerated in the Roman times, this was seen as something that would take away from the masculine. And, at first, we were two wings on a dove flying together, and that's where we're headed to again. But as we moved into our contract, our human contract, humanity's contract with each other, we moved into polarization. So just to talk on that a little bit more, anything else that you see, Honey, with regards to the past and which we were already clearing right now, but how the womb wisdom was taken away, basically.
I think it was taken away because there was an agreement to suppress the feminine. So the masculine was the suppressor and the feminine was the suppressed. And they agreed to do that to create the third density, basically, to be able to stay in the third density. So those agreements have been broken. And the womb is like, think of it, I mean, it's an incubator for a soul to create. They're creating with their mother the masterpiece that is their vessel. So, their vehicle here, and they're really like, they're creating vessels right now where the memories are intact, where children are not forgetting who they are or who they were. They know more. Like, there's kids that are like a year and a half and they're playing the piano because they used to play the piano, or they know who they were. They're like, oh, well, I was over there and I died, and now I'm with you, but I was old, and now I'm young. And, this kid may be 3 years old, but they're describing their life that came before this. So the veil is gone for the kids, and they're not creating a mind that buys into the veil. And that's kind of the progression that we're going through. But all in all, it's like the womb was a container and a beautiful place for this vessel, this body to grow so that the soul could come into it and have it be the very best kind of vessel or body for them. And that's why the mother and the child, the souls are constantly back and forth creating. And that's a lot of why miscarriages occur as well, because maybe there was a nutrient missing, and the mother wasn't able to form something totally correctly. And when you get all the right nutrients, then the body's going to form and the soul's going to come in.
Absolutely. And you talk about burdock root a lot, Honey, and I made
Mhm.
some videos about it as well, just to do that collective information outreach for folks that have had the miscarriages and need the information. So thank you for bringing that up. That is really important. And not to
Mhm.
burden yourself in the woe is me depression after that. It's not your fault, and we're not saying that it's your fault. It's just something to move through and get to the next level with. And sometimes, and a lot of practitioners see this with infertility that are spiritual, they see that sometimes it's the spirit baby dancing with you. They pop in to show you that you are going to get pregnant one day. And the timing may not
Mhm.
be exactly right on point, but they do retreat back into the soul world, but they know that they're coming back. They want you. And I
Yeah.
always say that. Very important. So
Yeah.
that's good. And where we're headed with womb wisdom is just coming back into our own, learning the ancient ways of bringing life onto the planet, connecting with the spirit baby beforehand, the light body, however you want to interpret that. And also just making sure that you co-create the the fertility, the conception, the pregnancy, and the childbirth. And for
Mhm.
me, I didn't realize what I was doing at the time because I was so new. I mean, it was the first two children I had in this life. So I walked a very blind path, but I allowed myself to just stay in flow. So there were certain foods that didn't work well, but I didn't necessarily have morning sickness because I just I felt like I was really connected to the spirit baby.
Mhm.
This is a little off topic from womb wisdom, but where does morning sickness come from? Is it something from body perspective? Soul alignments are off? How does that look?
I think it's a lack of a certain nutrient, most likely. It comes through as magnesium.
Hmm.
So there's lots of different kinds of magnesium, and I feel like we're missing one of them. Yeah.
And because of that, you get nauseous at
Yeah.
usually the first trimester. Okay, that's really good to know. I was meaning to ask you that. And moving into the pregnancy, the moving into starting a family, I should say, I did a lot of leafy green. I did black kale with banana and apple in the morning, every single morning. I had that smoothie, and that was my breakfast because it was a big smoothie. And come time for the second child, I never gained any weight. And I thought it was abnormal, but I had a midwife at the time, and she says, no, you're good. As long as the baby's gaining weight, and she would measure and make sure that every single visit, he kept on gaining weight. But I stayed the same size the entire pregnancy. So I feel like I really filled up on the nutrients to the point where I didn't have to really eat as much. I didn't really want to eat as much. I might have been tapping into one of his lives where he was starved or something. It was one of like a tough lifetime for him. But that's where the womb wisdom comes in, where you start to really connect to the spirit baby. You can hear them, you can feel them, you see the signs that they give you. And pregnancy and childbirth becomes a whole different cornucopia of fantastic experiences. And I think
Mhm.
that that's really what I want to drive home, that we are moving into this 5D perspective of bringing these wonderful vessels onto the planet. And it's going to look completely different. So expect it to and go with it because it's so miraculous and amazing. And they
Yes,
are miraculous. Mhm. Love it.
totally. Love it.
So very good. So just to wrap up, my inner circle is Thursday, the August 22nd, and it's gonna be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Pacific Time, 6 p.m. I have it that late because the kids are in bed and they won't, walk in and interrupt this beautiful experience that I'm creating for everyone. It's a Zoom session, and right now I have it as no charge, so it is for everyone. I may make it into something that is chargeable later on, but I want to bring it out to everyone. And the one I did, the very first one I did, it was 2 months ago, and it was on the nervous system. And we did tapping,
Mm,
we did a bunch of beautiful release for the nervous system, moving out of the sympathetic nervous system and moving into the parasympathetic nervous system, where you release the cortisol and you really come into balance. And that is for everyone, all genders, all sizes, types, and colors and races. So feel free to go on my website. It's on the from fertility to delivery.com, inner circle, and it's the first inner circle there. And it says nourishing your nervous system. So that's for anyone to enjoy. And yes, and as we wrap up, honey, did you have anything else to share?
Now, just enjoy yourself and love yourself through whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very wise words.
Mhm.
Thank you, everyone, and have a blessed day. Take care.